Hello, my name is John Bonjour. I am a comic book writer and artist, and this is maybe the most exciting moment of my creative career up to this point. I write and draw a free comic called Edge of Bordertown. It's on my website, johnbonard.com, and Chapter 6 is officially out. The final page released today, which is crazy, for free. I do release pages a week early for Patreon members, but the full book is out for everyone to read right now, which is insane, because I was not expecting this. I mean, I knew that this would happen, but I was not expecting it to happen this quickly or this slowly. To explain what I mean, I'm gonna jump back to the very beginning and walk you up to how we got here. Edge of Bordertown came to me when I was driving to California from Colorado to ask my now mother-in-law, don't worry, it worked out great, for her blessing to marry her daughter. And it was a really weird thing because as I was driving, there's a lot of stretches of that highway that are very long and straight and barren and kind of lonely. And I kept seeing these cool images, things like whales in the sky or these huge pterodactyl creatures fighting these huge octopus creatures. All of these images started to come to mind. And in all of them, for some reason, I had this character that I had come up with a while back that just kept showing up as an observer of all of these strange things. Kurakan is the protagonist of Edge of Bordertown, and he came to me as a stupid joke as I was drawing in a church service. He was originally called Taekwondo Octopus, but the core concept is it's a man's body and an octopus head. At the time, he could do Taekwondo. Q cannot. Yet, who knows where the story's gonna go? Probably not there, but you never know. And then as I was in high school, I was doing a series of paintings as part of my AP studio art class, and he was a part of these paintings. It was essentially a series of images, panels, a love story between two kaiju monsters, and he showed up to originally stop the monsters, and then he decided to just let go and let God at that point, because what was he gonna do? Now at that point, he was more of a sea warrior a la Aquaman. He had a lot more armor. The design has changed a lot. The intention has changed a lot, but the human body, octopus head has always remained. And that was the character that I saw wandering through all of these strange images as I was driving to California. From then, the story developed. I drove directly past the little city called Bordertown, Nevada, which looks nothing like it does in the comic, but it was a very strange thing. I think I stopped on the way back probably because I had figured out that was going to be the title as I was driving past it. There was just something so striking about Bordertown, something so striking to me about being on the edge of these two things, in between two worlds. From then, the story began to develop. I don't need to go into all of the details of the story because read the story. It's a really kick-ass comic that I'm very proud of, and I genuinely hope you do read and enjoy it. And again, it is free, so there are no strings. Go read my comic. But outside of that, Edge of Bordertown has followed me for years. Almost 3 years, to be exact. Years of living in Fort Collins, Colorado, then in Lubbock, Texas, then Thailand for 2 months, then New Zealand for 9, and now back to Colorado. This comic has literally traveled the world with me. It has been with me in all of the ups and downs of life as we've been doing that. It's a project that I have been working constantly at, consistently at. There have been a few gaps here and there, but overall, this is a comic that has stood the test of time with me. I'm very used to coming up with ideas, starting on them, deciding that they're kind of dumb, and then giving up on them. So having something that has stayed with me, something that I've stayed with for this long, is genuinely amazing to me. Like, I truly believe that while my art and storytelling and all of that has grown from the beginning of the comic, this is the first time I've actually felt like a comic book writer and artist. I have done other comic books. My sister and I, when we were in middle school and high school, we did these comics, and I've done a couple of videos kind of looking over those. They're not great, but they were fun and they taught me a lot, but I never considered myself an actual comic book artist. And then just slowly through the process of making Bordertown, I realized that I truly do see myself that way, which has been really cool. I'm honored to be able to see myself in that light and to be able to make something that I can share with other people. I've been posting it on Reddit, sharing it on my Patreon, sharing it on Facebook, Instagram, all of that, and I am not good at marketing, so I'm working on that. But seeing people react to this, seeing the few comments that I get saying that this genuinely means something to them, has meant more to me than I can ever express. And so now here we are, with chapter 6 being done. Chapter 6 marks the first major arc of the comic. It's so many pages. Chapter 6 alone is 61 or 2 pages. All of the others are less than that, but not as much less as I would have liked them to be. Hours and hours and hours of work. In fact, if I can track it down, I may just now put in some of the stats that I can find. We'll see. I'll put them up here if we can. But those hours on hours of work were all worth it because I get to share this comic with you guys. I get to share this comic with the world. I get to share it with people that care about it. And it's insane to me that I get to do that. I want to do this as a career. Not comics specifically, although definitely comics involved. I want to do creative work as a career. I think I have so many stories that I want to tell, and there's so much of Bordertown left to tell. But this is a momentous moment for me. A momentous moment? This is a momentous occasion for me because chapter 6 marks the end of the first major story of the book. There are 3, at least that I'm aware of so far in my planning, of those major stories, which means ostensibly Edge of Bordertown is 1/3 done, which means very likely Edge of Bordertown will take me a decade to do. I don't like that. I'm not going to think about that. Point being, I want to work toward having this be something that is, and this is, I guess, the next segment of this is what's coming next. I want to work toward having Edge of Bordertown and creative work and YouTube and all of that make enough income that I don't have to relegate it to 2 like half days every week. My goal is to be making enough to sustainably make Edge of Bordertown, make comics, make art all the time. And if I can do that, it'll go a lot faster, which would be really nice. What's coming next? I am going to be doing a physical release of the comic. That can't be free because that costs money to make, and it's a thing. I just tangibly, I can't do that. So I will be running a Kickstarter for the physical release of Edge of Bordertown, with the caveat that I truly hope you read Edge of Bordertown before you get the physical release, or at least start it to know that you want the physical release. I never want this to be a thing that people feel like they have to pay for. The whole point of making Edge of Bordertown free was the idea that comics are beautiful and also very expensive and hard to get into, and I wanted to make something high quality, like solidly good comic books that aren't impossible to read. I wanted to make them readable and viewable, and I wanted it to be something that you could actually get access to, something that maybe could start someone's love for comics. If people are interested in comics but don't want to invest the $20-$30 it would take to get some sort of graphic novel, they can go read Edge of Bordertown. If people are already comic book fans and they just want to read more, Edge of Bordertown will always be there for them, and that's a part of my value. I feel like I have been given the gift of creativity by God, and I want to share that with people however I can, with as many people as I can. So next steps, I am going to be coming up with a Kickstarter for a physical release of the book because I am a physical media guy and I want to see my book in my hands. I selfishly just really want to own it, and also I hope that you do too because it's a good book. It's really cool, and I've been working away at some of the design process for how that's going to look in the physical form, which is really exciting. Past that, I am continuing Edge of Bordertown. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break just so that I can kind of write out some of the further issues and prep some of those things, and there's just a lot of work that goes into it, so it's going to be a month or 2 before I start coming out with books again. But again, the closer we get to that being my actual career, the closer we get to that being not a month needed. So I'll be running the Kickstarter. I will be posting new pages of Edge of Bordertown as soon as I can, as soon as I feel like I'm in a stable place to be able to do that. And that's really exciting. I've got a number of other things kind of coming down the pipeline, but really the point of this video is just to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for reading Edge of Bordertown. Thank you for sharing it with people if you do. Thank you for caring, giving a single shit about any of the things that I do, because I am genuinely honored every single time someone reads a page of Edge of Bordertown. I am honored. It means the world to me. And I know I say that a lot. If you follow me on a lot of things, you know that I say that people reading Edge of Bordertown means the world to me, but it genuinely does. I don't think that I would be able to make it as long as I have without people liking it, commenting, sharing, all of those things. And that sounds so stupid, But it's not about the numbers for me. It's not about trying to grow and grow and grow. It's about seeing that every time a like happens, it's someone liking it. And that is important to me. I am so honored to be able to touch people's lives, even in some small way, as a comic book. So thank you for reading Edge of Bordertown. Thank you for being here. And I just want to take a quick note to send a message to all of my Patreon subscribers, all of my patrons. The final chapter of the first arc of Edge of Bordertown is fully out. You should read it now. You should read it right now. In fact, if you're interested in it, please open up johnbonart.com right now and go read it, because I'm really proud of it and I want people to read it. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope you have an awesome holiday season in the next couple of weeks. I can't believe that 2025 is almost over. I probably won't be posting as much in the last couple of weeks of the year, just because it's gonna be crazy, and I'm gonna be going out to Georgia for a funeral, and there's just gonna be a lot going on. So I'm probably gonna be a little bit MIA, and also trying to take a little bit of a break if I can. We'll see how that goes. But thank you for being here. Thank you for celebrating this moment with me and for spending a little time. I appreciate you guys.